In this video, I'm going to show you how to instantly improve hip rotation in a very easy to follow step-by-step guide. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to focus on easy exercises that are going to help improve both internal and external rotation of the hip. So if you're having difficulty turning your leg inward or outward, these are exercises that you're definitely going to want to check out. A note about these exercises, each one works just a little bit differently. They're going to target different muscles and be shown in different positions. To get the best results, go through them all, use what works best for you. With that being said, let's get started. So here's a really good exercise that you can do daily in bed or on a floor. Just lie flat on your back like this. What I'm going to do is have my legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent, feet flat. Gently take your heels and press them into the bed or the floor. Take your hands, put them off to your side for support. So the first movement is called the windshield wiper. Pretty straightforward. What we're going to do is lower our knees down towards one side, focusing on moving through the hips. So you want to keep your back flat with this exercise. The more that you lower your knees down towards the floor, the more that you're going to feel a really good stretch form in the hips. This one's going to focus on both external and internal rotation. So when you can't go any further, you're going to hold this one for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then you're going to relax and then repeat on the other side, so kind of just like a windshield wiper. I like to do this one nice and slowly for about 10 repetitions in both directions. Afterwards, see how you feel. If there's a little bit of tightness left and this is really helping out, you're more than welcome to throw in as many repetitions as you like. But if you would like to get a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can do this variation instead. What we're going to do is have our knees bent roughly at 90 degrees, knees up towards the ceiling, again having our legs hip width apart. Definitely make sure to grip off to the side of the bed or the floor for support. What you're going to do is just lower your knees downward towards the floor again. But with this variation, what I focus on doing is not only feeling that really good stretch into the hips, but I keep going down a little bit further until I feel it go in the lower back. Once you feel a deep, comfortable stretch in both the hips and the lower back, you're then going to hold this for a second or two and then repeat on the other side. So give this one a try. If it works out a little bit better, go with it. So let's take this one to the next level, engage some more muscles, and try to focus on building some strength across the hips, which is very important for pain-free range of motion. You're going to lie on one side, doesn't matter which side because we're going to do it on both. Support your head with your hand just like this. What I'm going to do is have my legs straight and have my whole body in a nice straight line. The first one, what we're going to do is what is known as a clamshell. So I'm just going to keep this top leg straight and then slowly raise my foot upward towards the ceiling as much as I can. What you want to do, go up as far as you can. You should feel a ton of muscles around the hip, including the glutes, start to fire. Hold this for about 3 to 5 seconds and then slowly lower it down, fighting your leg weight. So we're going to resist it going up and also down. You'll notice that it targets the muscles just a little bit differently. I like to do this just about 3 to 5 times, get everything warmed up, because this is how we're going to take it to the next level. Focus a little bit more on hip rotation. So as you raise your foot up, what you want to do is turn your foot outward as much as you can until you feel a really good amount of movement forming in the hip. So focus on trying to really open up that hip and then lift up. Again, you're going to notice that the muscles get challenged just a little bit more. I really feel it right on the bottom of my cheek with this one. Hold this for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then when you come down, you're going to fight your leg weight again, but turn your foot inward this time, and you're going to put the hip into internal rotation this time around. So we're going to lower it down like this. When we can't go any further, we're then going to just repeat this whole process over and over again for about 10 repetitions in both directions. But afterwards, see how you feel. Again, if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, I would try to throw in another set or two, and whatever you do on one side, just remember to switch to the other and repeat to keep everything in balance. So since we have everything nice and loose and hopefully warmed up muscle-wise, let's move on to a stretch that's really going to help open up the hips. For this exercise, we're going to need something long and sturdy. A broomstick works perfectly. You can also use something like a PVC pipe. Just start off lying flat on your back in bed or on a floor. You're going to slowly raise one knee up, to 90 degrees, so the knee is pointed up towards the ceiling while the other one is bent and the foot is flat for support. Let's take our stick and place it right underneath our knee like this, and then loop it around to the point where we can then hook the end around our foot. So at this point, we now have a lever that we're going to be able to help stretch the knee into internal and external rotation. Let's start off with external rotation. You're just going to grab the end of the stick with your hand right here and slowly press it away from you. Go really slowly with this one. As you do this, you're going to feel a really deep stretch form in the hip. Go to the point where it is a deep but comfortable stretch, not to the point of pain, and then hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. Slowly release it and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. I really like this exercise because you can control the movement to your comfort level. So next, let's focus on internal rotation. We're just going to go in the opposite direction. So we're now going to press the end of the stick inward like this. You'll feel the muscles around the hip just get hit a little bit differently. Again, hold this for a deep, comfortable stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. Relax. Repeat this 3 to 5 times, but go through both of these movements. You're probably going to find that one just offers a little bit more relief, or maybe you feel like one movement is just a little bit more tight. At that point, treat it like your weak link and throw some more repetitions in until you're not getting any more improvement. Just remember, whatever you do on one side, to switch to the other side and repeat to keep everything in balance. Here's a really easy exercise that you can do daily right in a chair. Let's start off by focusing on internal rotation. Have your knees bent roughly at 90 degrees, your feet flat on the floor. What you're going to do is slowly open up your legs like this until you feel a really good stretch forming on the inner part of the thigh that works towards the groin into the hips. Once you feel that, you're going to lock this position by gently pressing your heels into the floor. Take your hands, put them right on your knees. Let's start off by taking one knee and just sweeping it inward, downward towards the floor. So I'm just lowering that knee down towards the floor. As you do this, you're really going to feel a good activation of the muscles around the hips. Go to the point where it is a deep but comfortable stretch, not to the point of pain. Once you feel that, you're going to hold this for about 5 seconds, relax, and then repeat this on the other side. Do this nice and slowly for about 10 repetitions on both sides. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. So to intensify this stretch, what you can do is add in a passive stretch. So let's build back into that original stretch, just pressing that knee towards the floor. When you can't go any further, what you're then going to do is take your hand and just gently and slowly press the knee down just a little bit more. I would start off by just maybe taking a couple fingers and pressing in until you feel just a little bit more of a stretch. Again, not going to the point of any pain or discomfort. This time around, you want to hold it for a little bit longer. I would try to hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds and then relax and then repeat this one on the other side. So next, let's focus a little bit more on external rotation of the hip. What you can do this time around is just have your legs roughly at about hip level, knees bent at 90 degrees. Let's slowly lift one knee upward towards the ceiling as much as we can until we feel a really good activation of the muscles right here on the top of the thigh. These would be the hip flexors, which are essential for overall hip function. So we really want to focus on kind of activating those and strengthening them. Once you feel that, you're then going to sweep your foot inward like this and just keep building into this one as much as you can. You should start to feel the muscles around the hip start to activate again. Again, this puts the hip into external rotation. I like to hold this one for about 5 seconds, and then from there I just relax and then repeat this about 10 times. And with each repetition, building into it just a little bit more. To make this one a little bit more challenging, what you can do is actually put your hand out a little bit more and focus on really just trying to drive that foot over as much as you can. So start pretty close to your heel and then just tap it a couple times. And to make it more challenging, just put your hand out a little bit further. That actually is a little bit more challenging, to the point where you really have to struggle to get that foot over. So that's just a easy way to make it a little bit more fun and challenging and get some more external rotation of the hip. If you would like to get a really deep stretch though and put the hip into external rotation, you can do what is called a seated pigeon pose or figure 4. So to get into position, what you're going to do is take one ankle and put it over the other side shin, grab your pant leg or in front of the shin right here, and slide your ankle up to the point where it is resting on the other side's knee, and then just slide that bottom leg back like this. In this position, when you look down, it should look like a figure 4. So this is how we're going to really activate those muscles and get a deep stretch. We're going to take this top bent knee and just press it down towards the floor. Don't use your hands, instead use your hip and leg strength to press that leg down as much as you can until you feel a really good activation of the muscles around the hip. Again, not going to the point of any pain or discomfort. At that point, you're going to hold this for 5 seconds, release it, repeat this up to 10 times. And with each repetition, just try to build into it a little bit more. But go through all of these movements. You're probably going to find that one just works the best for you, or it's really addressing tightness, maybe even pain. At that point, treat it like your weak link and throw more repetitions in until you're not getting any more improvement. So this exercise is going to be a little bit more advanced, but if you're able to get into this position, I'd give it a try. It's arguably one of the best exercises there are to help improve hip rotation. It's called the 90-90 exercise. To get into position, we're going to start on a floor with one leg straight out in front of us, knee bent at 90 degrees. The other leg is going to be straight off to our side, knee also bent at 90 degrees. Why this exercise works so well is because this front hip right here is going to be put into external rotation while this back hip is put into internal rotation. So it's going to work both hips in both directions at the same time. So let's start off by taking this back hip right here and just pressing it down towards the floor as much as we can. Just imagine driving that hip straight down towards the floor. As you do this, you're going to feel a really good activation of the muscles around the hip. Let's hold this and now intensify it by leaning forward through our waist right here, so kind of like lowering our chest towards the floor, but we're also going to scoop towards the other side at the same time. So we're going forward and then scooping towards the other side. This will really intensify that stretch in this back hip. So build into this one slowly and don't go to the point of any pain or discomfort. You're going to hold this and now take it to even the next level by rotating your chest downward towards the floor. So we're going to go forward with our waist right here, scoop over towards the other side, and then lower our chest down towards the floor at the same time. Again, this will really intensify that stretch. At this point, hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds, relax, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. And afterwards, just switch legs and repeat to keep everything in balance. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.